This is how Clarence Preacher Heatley single-handedly terrorized them all. Look, everybody knows about Alpo Martinez. Dude was moving serious weight from Harlem to DC, making millions, and wasn't afraid to body his own people when it came to business.
Extorted you and Rich. Right. Now, yeah, let's cover that real quick. Preacher never took 2 pennies from me. Now, Antoine, like I said, I'm here telling you that I'm telling and all, so there's no reason for me to hold back anything from you. The Preacher never took 1 penny from
Produced
Alpo.
by Contrast Productions.
Never, ever. He would have took 2 bullets before he took any kind of money from me. Preacher, now, his situation with Rich was different. Preacher took care of some murders for Rich. No, Preacher, I was real cool with the guy that Preacher killed named Terry. That was his partner. Okay. I was messing with his goddaughter named Vanessa, this girl named Vanessa, and they never came at me for any kind of extortion. One time, Preacher came and asked me for like a half a key of coke, and I never even got it to him because I was so much in and out of town.
Twisted ruler who decided life and death with the flick of his thumb. But his victims weren't just random street dealers. Alpo Martinez, one of the most feared killers in Harlem's history, operated under this man's shadow, paying tribute just to stay alive in his own neighborhood. This confrontation happened right in front of Rich Porter and Alpo Martinez, 2 of the most feared dudes in Harlem, and they just stood there and watched. That tells you everything you need to know about the real power structure. Even Alpo, who would eventually kill Rich Porter over money, never tried to challenge Preacher directly.
Yo, Rand, you stepped the Preacher to get Preacher off Alpo, man. Can you talk to us about that?
Nah, basically, he used to send small calls down there, you know? And Paul called me and said, yo, man, small calls coming around the way, coming down the block, you know? I said, for what? Like, well, borrow money to get a store. His favorite number is like 10,000. Small Paul pulls up in his little brown Benz station wagon. I walked up the block and I was like, what up? I said, what you waiting for? He said, I'm waiting for Paul, man. Paul good people, man. He good people. I said, what you waiting for? He talked about a little business, you know, opportunity, this and that. Get out of him, man. Right in his mouth. I said, get the fuck out of it. Don't come back on this block.
Did Alpo ever have to play Preacher?
Nah, Rich Porter was paying him, not Al. He kept on snatching Stan, and every time he snatched Stan, that's 10,000 automatically. Stan was the rich man, you know? That's the kid that poked him, you know? Oh. Thank you for using.
Alright, peace. You already know where you at and who you rocking with, right? Right. So let's get to that thing, yo. You already know what it is, man. There are several inaccuracies in the Hood War Chronicles, the Mighty Hand of Preacher video or something like that. How Preacher single-handedly extorted Alpo Martinez. Made sure they put Poe name first and Poe picture in the thumbnail with blood all over him nonetheless. You feel me? Like Preacher did him something or whatnot. Nah, you got it fucked up. You got it wrong. You got it twisted. And your journalistic integrity is at question. You feel me? Because out of everything, I'm going to give you a 50-50 with that to that channel. You feel me? They got 50% of what they talking about accurate and 50% of it inaccurate. You feel me? And that just ain't cool, man. That make me wonder how you do what you do, man. Did your channel rise to prominence? Because they got 200,000 subs over there or better. They doing good numbers over there. There's no reason to manufacture stories. You feel me? Create a fable. Because that just didn't happen, man. Preacher, we all know that Preacher did not extort Alpo. You feel me? We all know that Preacher did not want no smoke with Randy Love. You feel me? And Poe was under Randy Love's tutelage, as you heard in the beginning when we were pointing out the inaccuracies about Poe, just those about Poe. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Supreme Team, because I don't believe the Supreme Team were ever extorted either. You feel me? But we'll get to that a little bit later on. We'll get to that a little bit later on. In the video, he make it look good with all the A&E video, them speaking about Preacher and all the other the MREC He's a bird. You feel me? The same M-Reg let that white boy use his content. You feel me? That same video I put up a rebuttal to, because that's not Richard Porter's lieutenant. It's just not. And he didn't want y'all to know that. So he copyright struck my channel and took my video down. But he letting dog from the Hood Wars Chronicles Cap on Preacher's behalf on Poe. Yeah, okay, that's godly, huh? Alright, salute. But he said Richard Porter built his reputation on violence. That's cap. Come on, man. This is Richard Porter, a guy that built his reputation on violence. That's cap. He built his reputation on hustle, on flash. You know what I'm saying? He's a very flashy individual. He was a hustler. He sold dummy weed. Not dummy weed, dummy hash at one point and whatnot. Selling people some eggs and basil or something he had cooked up in order to get back on. He was a dynamic hustler, but he did not build his reputation on violence. So to make it seem as if it was some big thing for Richard Porter to be scared of a preacher, or for Richard Porter to pay preacher in order to stay out of his way or whatnot, was crazy. You feel me? And inaccurate, because we all know that Rich did pay him. And like Post said earlier, he handled a couple murders for Richard even, or whatnot. So Richard had an established relationship with him, working and not, I guess. You dig what I'm talking about? Another thing he said in this video, Glaze was in prison with Prince and Preacher. That's cap.
Gerald Prince Miller was their main enforcer, the dude other criminals called when they needed problems solved permanently. Prince had built his whole identity around being the toughest, most feared enforcer in the game. His supreme team backing gave him the power to walk into any situation and make people comply through intimidation alone. This wasn't just some corner boy with a gun. Prince was a professional problem solver whose reputation could end conflicts before they started. But all that street credibility meant absolutely nothing when Prince found himself locked up in the same federal facility as Preacher. Brian Glaze Gibbs was there and witnessed what happened when Supreme Team authority met real monster power.
He said when Gerald Prince Miller went to approach Preacher in prison, Brian Glaze Gibbs was there to see what happened, and here's what he had to say. He didn't even show a picture of Glaze. He showed a picture of a dude with a Glaze shirt on. I guess he might have thought that was Glaze because he was bald-headed and black too. You know what I'm saying? But that was not Glaze in that particular part right there. It was Glaze that came on speaking, talking about an instance where he's got third-party information, as he was not in the prison with them when Prince allegedly tried to check Preacher in. You know what I'm saying? And furthermore, I don't believe that the Supreme Team was getting extorted anyway. If Preacher tried to extort them in the streets, Prince would have killed his ass. Point blank, period. Prince would have killed his ass before he gave him a dime. Same way Post said he'd give him 2 bullets before he give him 2 pennies. So he got that all misconstrued. You know what I'm saying? All misconstrued. You going to buy what Glaze is saying, and Glaze got a disposition against Prince that I know personally because I've spoken to Glaze, and Glaze has spoken to me about why he don't like Prince. You know what I'm saying? It got something to do with one of Glaze's girlfriends Prince allegedly kidnapped and did some unsavory things to, according to Glaze. So it ain't like he gonna tell you, even if he had checked Preacher in that joint, it ain't like Glaze would have told you he did. Because he don't want to say shit nice about dog anyway, you feel me? Glaze thought twice about going at Prince. How about that? Him saying I almost killed Prince mean I thought about it. But I thought better. You dig what I'm talking about? Read the book. I got the book Beyond Lucky. Read the book. He said in the book he was gonna kill him. But that means you thought about it and you thought better. I don't think I want to do that. You know, I don't think I'm gonna fuck with them like that. They let them go ahead and do what they do. Hey, Glaze, in this video, it also has a picture of Pappy Mason and what's my man's name? Fat Cat. Wasn't that your crew? So did Preacher extort you niggas too? Because he using your video to push the narrative that Preacher extorted Poe. But in the same video, he pushing the narrative that Preacher was extorting you niggas. So hey Glaze, if you get a chance to see this, was Preacher was the Black Hand of Death's hand in y'all pocket as well? Did Pappy Mason pay up? Did Fat Cat give him $10,000 to stay away from me? Cut it out, man. Preacher got ran out of different towns trying to run this same game. His name was Big Where It's At. New York City. Harlem mainly. You feel me? But when that Big Fish went to Baltimore, when he went to DC, they sent him back with his tail between his legs, man. You heard what I'm talking about? That's why he came back home. That's why he caught that case home. Otherwise, he'd have been somewhere else doing some time. Trust and believe that. Trust and believe that. I know he had a hardware shop or a radio shop. One of the two, either in Baltimore or in DC. Them niggas ran his ass back out of town. Fuck out of here, nigga. Before we kill all you niggas. You feel? I wonder how many men he lost in that war trying to go out of town and establish himself the way he had established himself in Harlem. Don't nobody ever talk about that, man. I'm gonna have to dig deep into that. You feel me? And speak about that. But as I said before, there are several inaccuracies in this video, and I just wanted to come and point a few of them out because there are a lot. Like I said, 50-50. Poe never bowed to Preacher, nor did Randy Love. You feel me? As you can see in the video from Sub-Zero videos or whatnot, when he spoke to Randy Love, and Randy Love say he knocked his dog out. Small Paul or Tall Paul, whoever. He knocked dog out and told him, get the fuck off the block. Don't ever come back around here like that. You know what I'm saying? Why Preacher ain't do nothing to him? Why Preacher ain't send the goons after him? Or whatnot? This video's talking about we know Randy Love couldn't do nothing with Preacher. Well, why Preacher didn't do nothing? It seemed like Preacher couldn't do nothing with Randy Love. And rather than risk his reputation going against him and losing in front of Harlem, he just steered clear of him. You feel me? He just steered clear of him. So I don't know, man. The link to the real, what is it? What's the name of their shit? It was published June 20th, 2025. It is Hood War Chronicles YouTube channel. The link to today's video will be in the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, they got Glaze saying a lot about nothing on there because he don't even like dog in the first place. So he wouldn't have anything choice to say about him. You feel me? But he wasn't there. He don't know what happened in jail. You feel me? He know what he heard. And it's a difference. You dig? So, let me know how you feel about it. Jump in the comment box and let me know. Do you think Poe paid Preacher? Ever? You feel me? Because ain't no evidence to that. It's evidence that Rich did, though. You know what I'm saying? Do you think Randy Love would have stepped on Preacher? Or do you think Preacher and them would have stepped on Randy Love, man? Jump in the comment box and let me know. Until then, peace to the 5% nation of gods and earths. Until we meet again. I'll be back.